A wild, crazy story that my family has always teased me about, and that is that I went to a dowsing meeting. You know those guys that witch for water? Well, I wasn't going to go, but the guy I was dating at the time said, well, we can spend the whole week in Arkansas if you go to the dowsing meeting. And so I go to the dowsing meeting, and they tell a story. About this man named Mark Moeller. And he was able to tell animals what to do. And I thought, now this is a bunch of nuts. That's exactly what I thought. This can't be right. But you know, in the Bible it says we have dominion over all the animals. But we don't take it seriously. But Mark Moeller did take it seriously. And he had copperheads in his blueberry patch. And so one day, a copperhead is a snake. Did some of you're familiar with that, right? Okay, and so one day a copperhead comes slithering along there, and he says to the copperhead, he says, go get your leader. And so the copperhead slithers away after a while, and then a great big giant copperhead comes along the way he tells this story. And if you guys are going like this, it's all right. I know exactly how you feel. I didn't believe this when it happened either. So just go, she's crazy. So anyway, so he says to the big giant copperhead, he says, you and all your kind, get out of my blueberry patch. I don't even think he gave him a reason. Now when I talk to the animals, I talk to them a lot different than that. I give them reasons and everything. But the copperhead talked back, and see, that's where it really got real worrisome. And the copperhead said, what if we don't want to? And he says, then I'll kill every last one of you. Well, the copperhead slithered away. Never again did he see another copperhead in his blueberry patch. And people were going there to pick blueberries. He just didn't want anybody to get bit. I don't think he was so worried about himself. So I think this is crazy, and then I go and meet these dowsers, and they're pretty nice people, though I had some odd ideas, but I get my weekend in Arkansas because of this, so I'm all right with it. So after a while, and I get to know them, they're really, really very grounded. Some of them are the salt of the earth, old farmers and so forth, and they've been witching their wells for their whole lifetime and so forth, and then they're also talking about a few of these things. So I had a hotel, which Phyllis told you a little bit about, and I used to have to have it exterminated because in Kansas we have a lot of brown recluse spiders. And I had spiders in my hotel, and brown recluse are some of the most deadliest poisonous spider. So I thought, well, I'll try it, So I'm sitting down. A lot of times they show up in the bathtubs. I sit on the toilet, have a little talk with the brown recluse spider, right? And I say, I know that you all must serve a very good purpose in the world, but you're a danger to my guests. Here's what we need to do. And I would let that brown recluse that's in that tub live, because he needed to go back and talk to the others in my way of thinking. And anyway, so I would tell him, you can be in the basement and on the 3rd floor, but you have to vacate the 1st and 2nd floor. We can't have people being hurt. Well, anyway, there was nothing to lose. A week from then, I was going to have the building exterminated, but I thought, what the heck, I can try it, Well, lo and behold, I didn't see another brown recluse spider for months and months and months. And so I thought, well, that's interesting, and it saved me like $500. So I thought, that's a good deal. I'll keep going with that. And over the years, there have been many more times. Now what I do, now that I think that I can have an effect on this, and so far it's worked for me, I'm the person that's driving around the country all night. During rut, everybody's worried about me. They say, please don't drive in the early evening when all the deer are on the road. And so far, what I do when I get in my car is I just talk to all the deer and I say, hey, you guys, we don't want anybody to be getting hurt. Stay off the roads. I will see deer all the time on the very edge of the road. And it kind of shocks me. I'm thinking, ooh, they could have run out in front of me. But so far, I've not had deer run out in front of me, and this is years. So now I'm putting a little bug in your ear about this, because even though you may not believe it, what could it hurt to give a little talking to him before you get in your car, or whatever? It can't hurt anything, and you might just find out that it actually works.